Good afternoon, everyone. EagleX from ATX EagleX Gaming here today, and I have our weekly newsletter. We're going to be going over DigiFest results, upcoming products, and we'll be talking about is Blue Hybrid problematic here in the US for our meta. Let's go ahead and get started with our newsletter, though. The first thing I do want to say is thank you, everyone, so much for your support to this channel. I really do appreciate it. If you do enjoy this content, I really do appreciate the like, comments, and then if you think I've earned your subscription, subscribing as well. Seeing the growth of this channel has been really huge for me, showing that I'm in the right direction for what you guys want to see on this channel. But diving into the news for this week now. First thing coming up, if you guys haven't seen, Bandai announced there's going to be some new sleeves coming in April and May. We got Terramon Lotmon, Gallantmon Beelzemon, Imperial Dramon, and I think it's another Imperial Dramon sleeve in the Golden Circuit art. All very cool sleeves, but they'll be coming out in stores soon with BT8, basically. And speaking of BT8, we have BT8 coming out on May 6th, along with the new starter decks 9 and 10. The Imperial and Mastamon starter decks will be coming out the exact same date as BT8. MSRP for the starters is $13 each. Per pack, it's like $4 a pack. Boosters come out to be roughly $80 per store. If you find cheaper than $80, you found a good deal. It's like slightly below MSRP per se. So keep your eyes out for this product coming out soon. We got a little bit less than, or a bit over a month now. So we got a little bit more time in BT7 before we shift over to BT8. But now, some of the big news. How is the meta shaping up here in the US, in North America in particular? Well, I have some statistics here. A lot of this comes from the Eggman on YouTube. If you guys haven't checked him out, I'll have his link in the description. He does a great job at covering this information, and I'm just kind of recapping it for you guys. More details will be in his video, so go ahead and check it out if you haven't. But we had our two DigiFest events here in the US, Arlington and Miami. And if we take a look at top 16, we can tell Blue Hybrid was really strong for the first event with 50%. But then as we shift over to the Miami event, we see 9 of those top 16 being Blue Hybrid. And we see over half the meta is being shown this way. Other decks pop in here and there, but nothing else really compares to power level of Blue Hybrid. And if we even take another look at US formats, we had Canada DigiFest also, which was mostly Blue Hybrid. I think it was a top 8 view there. Instead of a top 16. Yeah, top 8 instead of top 16. Basically, Blue Hybrid and Blue Hybrid variants were half of Canada's DigiFest. And then our Digimon Worlds, we had 3 of the top 8 being Blue Hybrid as well. So this is obviously a very strong deck and format. And if I go back and I actually have more statistics pulled up, we can look at the Lord Knight format and how that was a very impressive format where you either played Rookie Rush, you either played Lord Knight. We're at least allowed to see other decks do well in our formats. Because, like, we look here, we see X Antibody, we see Lilith Loop, we see Red-Green Hybrid, Cherubi, Jesmon. I'm like, we just have more variety in that sense. Along here, we also have some Gabubon decks and Yellow-Purple Hybrid. It's like, it's not overwhelming to the point where there's only one deck that can do well in this format. But we have a variety of decks, but the most popular being Blue Hybrid. I want to make a video later this week covering on my thoughts on Blue Hybrid more in depth, but from a whole, it's very popular, but I don't think it has entirely corrupted this format. It's annoying for sure, but it's not the only thing that will win this format. Now moving on to Japan's meta in BT9, we see there's been a shift for these last 2 weeks. We saw Grandis was the #1 deck to beat in the first week. Well, now we're shifting over to like the 3rd and 4th weeks of BT9, and we see there's lots of strong toppings. X Antibody, the Alphamon line, is a very strong representation, along with Garurumon X Antibody, War Greymon X Antibody, and Armor Rush in the form of Magnamon Armor. And it uses the new Magnamon X Antibody, the level 6. And if you guys don't know what that does, it is during your opponent's turn, when Digimon attacks, if a card with Armor form is in his traits, or X Antibody is in this Digimon's sources, you can switch the target and attack to this Digimon. And the synergistic part of changing the attack to him is the all turns effect. If this Digimon would be deleted, you place it on top of your security. face down to prevent the deletion. So it's an armor release in the sense that it heals you also, and kind of enables you to play a tempo-based board game while securing your health. And we can see there's like a bunch of other decks that make an appearance, but 3 decks I mentioned are the strong front leaders of the Tier 1 format right now. And Magnet Armor was a really cool one I wanted to kind of highlight. But this wasn't all the big news we had in just metas and formats. Today, this morning, Digimon announced that there's going to be a UK Digimon Regional. So if you live over in Europe, we're going to have an IRL event. This event is going to be on June 4th and 5th. And I believe it is 2 separate events, is what they said. Main event 1, main event 2, which would make sense. More information is going to be following, but it's really cool to see that Bandai's pushing real-life events, not just DigiFest here in America, but also in Europe as well. So if I'm speculating, we'll probably have something else here in the US outside just those DigiFest events we had. And then our next round of tournaments that we do have announced are the Ultimate Cup events. Featuring these prize cards from the Vmon line. You got the Demi Vmon Egg, Jamming Draw, the Jamming Vmon X Vmon from EX1, Pyildramon from the starter deck, Imperial Fighter Mode from BT8, and the Trophy Omnimon card with the Ultimate Cup stamp for the champion. Or top 2, and then the Imperial Dramon Paladin mode for the champion. So all the card arts there, and just the information for it. We're going to have 2 of them here this upcoming month in April 23rd and 4th for US. Europe's going to have theirs on the 30th, and then Latin America on May 1st. So this will be the last thing of BT7 before we move on to BT8, and it is before the restrictions. But if you guys don't have a chance to sign up for these, don't worry. July and November will also have these pricings as well. So it's something to keep an eye out. And they do say it will have a modified rule format. For speculation, it looks like it's going to be a mulligan of some sort, but no side decks, as they're taking feedback from these DigiFest events that we just recently had. It's really cool to hear them listen to us as players for what we want in the game. And finally, to wrap things up, we have locals here in the ATX area, Dragon's Lair Friday at 6:30 p.m., Game Castle Saturday at 6 p.m. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. With that being said, take care, y'all.